Hey, today we're going to use one of those Chinese knockoff TRD Pro grills and putting it onto the 2020 version of the 4Runner. And we know that the 2020 4Runner does have some differences from the 2019 and earlier models, which make this process a little bit more tedious. All right, let's go into it. So here's the grill already on the 2020 SR5 Premium. So as you can see, one of the biggest problems with aftermarket grills was they're meant for the 2019 and earlier on 4Runners, mainly because of the 2020 there's a sensor here. And so as you can see, or I don't know how well you can see, I ended up cutting a notch here, starting from here all the way over to there to accommodate for the new sensor that we have on the 2020s. I measured it out first. That sensor is roughly about, I think, 9.75 inches. So all I did was measure out the length of this bottom part, and then cut accordingly to that 9.75 inches to accommodate that. It has roughly about I would say kind of like half a centimeter maybe in depth. So I ended up cutting off, I think, about a 1/4 inch or so to make room for the depth of that cut. But yeah, this is a aftermarket 2019 and before kind of faux pro grill, and yeah, this is how it looks on here. The other modification I had to do to the upper part of the grill is there are changes to the 2020 versus 2019 upper grill area. With that, I had to end up cutting this spot here. I don't know if you can see some of the cut marks are here. This is the aftermarket grill here, has a spot here and a spot here that protrudes upwards. So I had to cut those out and have a hole big enough for this center, I guess, mount piece to slide in and screw in. So I took a Dremel to that, cut those holes open, and shaved it off as much as I can to fit this piece on here comfortably. The other thing is the screw holes, as you can see here. Based on the 2020s, the 2020s sit much lower in on this upper valence. So you actually have, I ended up replacing the factory screws with much longer screws to make sure that they actually screw in place. And there's actually a few screw holes. So these use the factory screws, and it fits perfectly. This area here, as well as the center piece here, down here, those screw holes, see, I only have one on this side because it's hard to match up with the other, with the older version with this one. But these two screws here keep that bracket in place for the most part. So I wasn't too worried about not having screws here or like loosely putting this screw in here. But yeah, this one is also a long screw, and this one's a long screw to make up for it. So here's the look of it when everything's back on, and just kind of going for a closer look. So that center piece I was mentioning about, it helps keep the upper grill valence, or whatever you call it, stable and attached to the setup there. But yeah, everything else fits great there. So there you go, a 2019 and older Faux Pro Grill on a 2020 SR5 Premium 4Runner. All right, thanks.